1. Recesses for corpses sealed with a front slab inscribed with the name of the dead as the blank. A. Loculi B. Chotagic monument C. Tholos D. Rock-cut tomb. The answer is A. Loculi. This is a burial practice where a space in a wall, such as a mausoleum, is used to hold a body, which is then sealed and marked with an inscribed plaque. 2. Minor tombs that are extremely varied in their forms, richly ornate outside but small. A. Temple-shaped tomb. B. Pyramidal C. Sculptured memorials. D. Sarcophagus. The answer is C. Sculptured memorials. This is a burial practice where a space in a wall, such as a mausoleum, is used to hold a body, which is then sealed and marked with an inscribed plaque. 3. The private house O. The Roman is the blank. A. Megaron B. Villa C. Domus D. Insula. The answer is C. Domus. It was the type of townhouse occupied by the upper classes and some wealthy freedmen during the Republican and Imperial eras. The elite classes of Roman society constructed their residences with elaborate marble decorations, inlaid marble paneling, door jambs and columns, as well as expensive paintings and frescoes. 4. The multi-story tenement housing for the workers is the blank. A. Insula B. Condominium C. Apartment D. Domus. The answer is A. Insula. Insulae housed most of the urban citizen population of ancient Rome's massive population ranging from 800,000 to 1 million inhabitants in the early imperial period. Residents of an insula included ordinary people of lower or middle-class status and all but the wealthiest from the upper middle class. 5. The arched waterways erected to supply most parts of Rome with water is the blank. A. Cistern B. Aqueduct C. Agger D. Alatorium. The answer is B. Aqueduct. These impressive structures transported fresh water from sources outside the city to public baths, fountains, and private households. Aqueducts were crucial for public health and daily life in Rome, providing clean water for drinking, bathing, and sanitation. The distinctive arches were used for the elevated sections of the aqueducts to span valleys and maintain a consistent downward slope for gravity to move the water over long distances. 6. A Roman fountain designed with a large basin water is called blank. A. Sudatorium B. Syrinx C. Locus D. Laconicum. The answer is C. Locus. There were different types of Roman fountains, and the locus was distinguished by its large reservoir or basin. In Roman public works, water brought to the city via aqueducts was distributed through various public fountains. 7. A Roman fountain designed with sprouting jets is called blank. A. Locus B. Salientes C. Impluvium D. Faucets. The answer is B. Salientes. A salientes is similar to a large basin of water, but it includes sprouting jets. This contrasts with a locus, which was a Roman fountain designed as a simple basin of water. 8. The vault that is carried throughout its length on the two parallel walls of a rectangular apartment is called blank. A. Groin vault. B. Cross vault C. Wagon-headed vault. D. Quadripartite vault. The answer is C. Wagon-headed vault. A wagon-headed vault is another term for a barrel vault or tunnel vault, an architectural element created by extruding a single curve along a length, forming a semi-cylindrical shape. This vault is supported by two parallel walls and is ideal for covering elongated, rectangular spaces like corridors. It was historically used to cover long, rectangular rooms and is a simple and common type of vault. 9. The especially characteristic of the Roman ornament is the blank. A. Statues B. Anthemion C. Acanthus scroll. D. Console. The answer is C. Acanthus scroll. Acanthus ornament appears extensively in the capitals of the Corinthian and Composite orders, and applied to friezes, dentils and other decorated areas. The oldest known example of a Corinthian column is in the Temple of Apollo Epicurus at Bassae in Arcadia. The Romans elaborated the order with the ends of the leaves curled, and it was their favorite order for grand buildings. 10. The oldest and most important example of a Roman forum is the blank. A. Forum of Trajan. B. Forum Romanum. C. Forum of Domitian. D. Forum of Titus. The answer is B. Forum Romanum. For centuries, the Forum was the center of day-to-day life in Rome, the site of triumphal processions and elections, the venue for public speeches, criminal trials and gladiatorial matches, and the nucleus of commercial and legal affairs. 11. The Pantheon. Rome is known today as the blank. A. Santa Maria, Rotunda. B. Santa Maria Maggiore, Rome. C. Santa Maria della Strada. D. Santa Maria Cancellaria, Rome. The answer is A. Santa Maria, Rotunda. The Pantheon was built on the site of an earlier temple, which had been commissioned by Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa during the reign of Augustus. The building is round in plan, except for the portico with large granite Corinthian columns under a pediment. It is one of the best preserved of all ancient Roman buildings, in large part because it has been in continuous use throughout its history. 12. The small private bath, very usual in Roman palaces and houses, were called blank. A. Balneum. B. Hypogeum. C. Bathtub. D. Sensorium. The answer is A. Balneum. These were smaller than the large public thermae, typically containing a few rooms at different temperatures, and could be found in private residences or smaller, privately owned public bathhouses. It could be privately owned, catering to wealthy households, or publicly available for a smaller fee than the large thermae. 13. The stalls for horses and chariots found at one end of the circus is called blank. A. Chancel. B. Cancelli. C. Carriage. D. Carcers. The answer is D. Carcers. This area served as the starting gates for the races in a Roman circus or hippodrome. The starting gates where the chariots and horses were held before a race began. In the Circus Maximus, there were 12 carcers, with 6 on each side of a monumental gateway. 14. The memorial column built in the form of a tall Doric order and made entirely of marble is blank. A. Column of Antoninus Pius. B. Trajan's column. C. Column of Marcus Aurelius. D. Column of Diocletian. The answer is B. Trajan's column. Completed in AD 113, the freestanding column is most famous for its spiral bas-relief, which depicts the wars between the Romans and Dacians, 101-102 and 105-106. Its design has inspired numerous victory columns, both ancient and modern. 15. The water cistern found in the center of the atrium is called blank. A. Aqueduct. B. Gybe. C. Impluvium. D. Spicatum. The answer is C. Impluvium. A shallow basin in the center of an ancient Roman atrium that collects rainwater from an opening in the roof called the compluvium. This collected water was used for household needs and could be channeled into a cistern for storage, while also providing a natural cooling effect. The term can also refer to a modern architectural feature that incorporates similar water-catching principles, often as a decorative or functional courtyard element. 16. The open saloon found beyond the domus atrium is called blank. A. Bustum. B. Hiram. C. Tablinum. D. Seraglio. The answer is C. Tablinum. A room in an ancient Roman house, typically located between the atrium, main hall, and the peristyle, colonnaded garden. It served as the office and study for the head of the household, used for conducting business, storing family records, and receiving guests or clients. The tablinum could be open on two sides, sometimes closed by curtains, and was often decorated with mosaics and paintings. 17. The bedroom in the domus is called blank. A. Dormitorio. B. Cubicula. C. Thalamus. D. Alcoba. The answer is B. Cubicula. A private room, typically a bedroom, in an ancient Roman house, or a burial chamber in a Roman catacomb. Roman house cubicula were usually small, decorated rooms connected to the atrium, while catacomb cubicula were underground family vaults carved out of rock. Rooms could be ornately decorated with frescoes, mosaics, and other artwork, especially in wealthier homes. 18. The bedroom in the megaron is called blank. A. Thalamus. B. Quarto. C. Cubicula. D. Harem. The answer is A. Thalamus. The private sleeping chamber, typically located within a larger structure like a megaron or palace. The word's root meaning is inner chamber, or inner room, and this specific architectural use referred to the innermost, often separate, sleeping room for women, brides, or other family members. 19. The dining room in the domus with different aspects for summer and winter is called blank. A. Megaron. B. Seraglio. C. Con. D. Triclinia. The answer is D. Triclinia. The triclinium was characterized by 3 lecti, called triclinaires, on 3 sides of a low square table, whose surfaces sloped away from the table at about 10 degrees. Diners would recline on these surfaces in a semi-recumbent position. The 4th side of the table was left free, presumably to allow service to the table. 20. The reception room of the domus is called blank. A. Albarium. B. Azulejo. C. Ecus. D. Splay. The answer is C. Ecus. Refers to a large room or apartment in an ancient Roman house, most often a dining room or main hall, derived from the Greek word oikos. It was often decorated with columns and sometimes featured an internal peristyle to support the roof and allow for light to enter. It was often an impressive room, decorated with columns. 21. The recess for conversation surrounded by the peristyle in the domus is called blank. A. Cubicula. B. Alae. C. Chancel. D. Ciborium. The answer is B. Alae. Rectangular recesses or alcoves located on the sides of the atrium, a different part of the house. These were sometimes used to display the funeral masks, imagines, of family ancestors. 22. A memorial monument to persons buried elsewhere is called blank. A. Podium. B. Nymphaeum. C. Cenotaphs. D. Rostral column. The answer is C. Cenotaphs. An empty tomb or monument erected to honor people whose remains are elsewhere or cannot be recovered. These memorials can be found in churches as monuments to famous figures, but the term is most commonly associated with national war memorials, such as the one in London. Many existing cenotaphs are found in churches, honoring people like Dante, Machiavelli, and Galileo in Santa Croce, Florence. 23. Pictorial representations or ornaments formed of small pieces of stone, marble or enamel of various colors is called blank. A. Tesserae. B. Fresco. C. Sgraffito. D. Mosaic. The answer is D. Mosaic. A type of art created by assembling together small, hard pieces of colored material, such as stone, glass, or ceramic, to form a pattern or image. They are often used for decorating walls, floors, and other surfaces. 24. Chief structure of the early Christian period were the blank. A. Campanile. B. Baptisteries. C. Churches. D. Skene. The answer is C. Churches. Initially, early Christians met in private homes, but as the community grew, a more formalized structure developed with bishops overseeing local congregations, assisted by elders or presbyters, and deacons who handled practical matters. 25. Church plan of early Christian churches is blank. A. Basilican. B. Latin cross. C. Greek cross. D. Calvary cross. The answer is A. Basilican. This was a rectangular plan, adopted from Roman secular buildings, featuring a long central hall called the nave, flanked by side aisles, and an apse at one end. The nave was typically covered by a high, flat wooden ceiling, with clear-story windows in the upper walls to provide light. Early Christians adapted this existing Roman architectural style for their public worship spaces, often building them over the burial sites of saints or martyrs.